on the right.
We are at Mustard's Grill, just north of Yountville, on the 29 in Napa Valley. Now, Mustard's is a really storied restaurant. It's one of the very first fine dining restaurants that opened up in Napa Valley. All the really good restaurants that you've heard of nowadays, they followed Mustard's. Mustard's was the first one. And I have been here, I was here maybe 34 years ago, and I haven't been here since. It was very, very good. It was too expensive for me then. Now it's not as expensive. It's, much more in line with what we pay for dinners. The food here is supposed to be just as good as it ever was. They're famous for their Mongolian pork chop, which has got a nice spice to it. I got myself a Pinot Noir to try with the pork chop. And we'll probably get an appetizer to start. And you know me, I'll get a dessert of some kind. Anyway, we're pretty excited about it. So we're looking forward to this. Okay, I got myself some sweet corn tamales. And with the tamales, it's got a green sauce over it. And the green sauce has tomatillo, it has cilantro, it has peppers in it. And it's got toasted pumpkin seeds on it. It's got some meat in the middle. And the corn tamales are more a mix of sweet and savory. They're not really sweet, but they're very, very good. Young loves them too. Got the Mongolian pork chop. The first thing that hits you when they put it down in front of you is you smell vinegar. There's a lot of vinegar in here. There's also some wine in the marinade, and it's got a lot of interesting spices. So I'm looking forward. It's got some good grill marks to it. And given how much in the way of rave reviews this thing gets, I'm looking forward to it. Let's give it a shot. That is good. It's not vinegary at all. The sauce is sweet. It's got a nice grilled flavor. It's got a lot of nice spices to it. I'm guessing the vinegar is the red cabbage that's under it, so I'm going to taste that now. The red cabbage has a vinegar and bacon flavor. It's also slightly sweet. It's a German-style cabbage. It's good. It's very tasty, and it goes very well with the pork chop. Now, at the waitress's recommendation, I got a Pinot Noir. I was looking for a Gewürztraminer to have with this, but the Pinot seems to go really well with it. That pork chop is a unique flavor. It's good. And the Pinot goes well with it. This is nice. Young has got herself the baby back ribs, and I guess she's not in the mood to be on camera tonight, which means I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to taste it for you. By the way, whenever there's ribs on the menu, there's a 90% chance Young is going to order them. That's the Korean in her. She thinks kalbi and she figures she's got to eat ribs. But we'll go ahead and we'll give it a shot. That's a nice rib. Very subtle flavor. It's not heavily smoked, but it's got some smoke flavor to it. Now, Young's ribs came with cornbread, so we'll try it. It's a sweet cornbread. I like sweet cornbread. This is pretty good. But the ribs themselves have a sweet sauce on it, so I don't know if the two go together. And this is also a very fine textured cornbread. I usually like it with a little more give to it a little bit more of a corn flavor with some grit, and this doesn't have that. This is very soft. Still tasty though. So I got a butterscotch pot de creme. A pot de creme is essentially like a custard or a pudding. Now, when I was a kid, I always used to like Jell-O's butterscotch pudding. So this is kind of an upscale version of that. So I'm looking forward to trying it. It feels rich, kind of like a creme brulee. Look at this. That's got a rich butterscotch, brown sugar flavor. Really good, really rich, delicious. It's very sweet, but it's still wonderful. And it's gonna get in my belly. That's a chocolate cookie. You're right, it's not a chocolate cookie. It's a plain sugar cookie, but it goes well with the pudding. I think it's a little too sweet to have with the pudding by itself. It would be really nice if it had toasted almonds on it. That would be even better. But it doesn't. And it's still good. And the pudding is the star of the show anyway.
At some point, you just kind of have to grab it and go.
Yeah, it's not much. I don't think everyone should be so polite as to like that one. But I looked over the
Chocolate chip cookie.
where Eric the Weird was sitting, and
You don't
they had
know?
like no one touched their
That's a chocolate cookie.
No, it's not chocolate. There's no chocolate.
You're right, it's not a chocolate cookie. It's a plain sugar cookie, but it goes